What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. So today we have Hybrid Racing's install guide. It's going to be pretty much the same thing across the board when it comes to conversion harness. For the most part, it's pretty simple. This is ideally more for like K-Pro stock, kind of like ECU that they're utilizing. I'm not sure about K-Tuner. I'm pretty sure it's about the same. Also, different standalones ECU systems are a little bit different. This is for K-Pro, kind of like ECU if you're using that. And we're going to start out with the 9698. Granted, I've made videos like this in the past. There's a lot of people out there that make great videos detailing what to do. So this is just kind of like a talk through, kind of like explain for somebody that doesn't understand a little bit, because I notice here on this poll, a lot of you guys need help with the wiring, maybe pins or whatnot. I'm not too sure because you guys don't really comment down below on exactly what to elaborate. But my guess is, obviously it's not going to be grounds. I don't think it's too much the engine harness. That's pretty much like plug and go. It's mainly the conversion harness. That's the one thing when it comes to kswap that you guys are gonna have to like pin for the most part when it comes to like a non native kswap or K20 K24. So let's start out with the 9698 Honda Civic EK chassis, one of my favorite chassis by far. I actually had the pleasure of owning two EM1 style chassis, not the SI, but the base one, long time ago. All right, and here we have the guide. It just talks about, you can kind of like go through it, but I'm gonna like talk a little bit about it. Also, the EK chassis is one of the simplest, easiest chassis by far to do a K-swap, to be honest. Like, it's from looking at it, besides having to swap over, suggested swap over the subframe to a DC or EG because of the axle clearance and angle. Other than that, well, mainly angle, because it does clear with the other subframe, but it's just the angle positioning with the stock subframe is not ideal versus obviously putting the correct one, which is a DC or a EG subframe. But here we actually have, these are super easy. Somebody with like not even like a college degree can actually figure this out. It's super easy. But obviously disconnect the battery. And then on here, obviously on the passenger side down below, kind of the kick panel, that's usually where the ECU is located on the EK. You guys can see. And then here, I don't know, they were running a like a jumper harness, so I'm not too sure what they were running. But obviously you can tell this is probably not stock for the most part. All right, keep going forward. And obviously that's where it's located in the firewall for you guys to take the engine harness out. This talks about pretty much these come in the stock one. So if you don't have an OEM engine harness for the most part and they haven't tampered with this, then they won't have this little grommet slash thing for the firewall on the RSX. And then here we have a whole bunch of wires. You guys can see you're pretty much running all of them in there. And then let me circle them for you. All right, so this is going to be from your engine harness, and engine harness. If I'm not mistaken, the engine harness has that C kind of like style 101 kind of like plug, and then which is this one, and then between these two right here is A and B. From, if I'm not mistaken, I think this one should be B. So let's go ahead and take this off. And then I'm pretty sure this one right here is from the chassis. As we're going to read along, I think that intertwines a lot of stuff in the dash to communicate. Which I'm guessing this one right here is probably from the hybrid racing. Let's put H for hybrid racing. Conversion harness. Obviously, this one right here will be the E plug, and then this one right here is kind of like the male or female, kind of like C. I think it's a C302 or something like that. So let's go here and take these off. Super easy. This is one of the easiest ones. Like, I think when I saw you only have to splice one thing, and it's the charge light. And that's optional if you want. You don't have to do it. but I mean, just run the whole thing, to be honest. So essentially, these will plug together. These two will go to the ECU, but it's going to go to the your conversion ECU, which is either the K Pro or whatever stock one you have, and then this one will also go to the ECU. That's the E plug. This one will go right to that one. Super easy. So let's continue. All right. Oops, sorry, I need to take this off. All right, as you guys can see right there, connecting the green C131 from your hybrid racing harness back to your dash harness. Like I said, a lot of the aftermarket ones not hybrid racing are pretty much the same thing. Look at that, plugging it right there, green to green, super easy. All right, and then obviously the blue one will go to the engine harness, like I was telling you guys, the C302. I think there might be a C301. I'm not sure, but they go together. So look at that, they even color code them for you. But on EGs and DCs, we do not have that color. But then again, I don't know, this might be high racing, so they do have the color. So just to make it easier, I'm not sure, I don't have one, but high racing commercial lines are pretty much, they're worth it. So let's continue. And then here we can see we have A and B. So if I'm not mistaken, right here, this should be B, if I'm not mistaken, and then this one should be A. I might be wrong, so just help each other out. But B, I know that I believe A plug looks very identical to the E plug. So be careful because you might get them confused. But just make sure that you connect them on that side. On this side right over here, yes, you can see that's where E is going to go in, and that's from the conversion harness. But you guys will see as I keep moving along here, just to get any doubts out there of anybody that's confused. All right, so let's continue. And you guys can see right there, see? Sorry, I didn't read it. It says insert connector A and B in your K-Series engine harness into your K-Series ECU. See right there from the K-swap harness. And then here, obviously, like I was telling you guys, insert E-plug, which is white, located on your hybrid racing conversion harness into your K-Series ECU. And this is what they're talking about right here. It's right there. That is E. So don't get it confused with this one. This is from your engine harness, and that should be A, because this one should be B. And as you guys can see, here is the other one from the conversion harness onto the from the engine harness onto the conversion harness. Super simple, right? As that's where I'm showing you guys. All right. Sorry about that. Let's move along. And then on your EK, your 9698 EK, you're going to locate this on the firewall. This is going to be on the driver's side corner. Obviously, you guys can see the clutch cylinder. You guys can see it in there. And it's going to be the C101 gray. It's going to be 10-pin connector located on the driver's side. You're going to locate that right there. You're going to disconnect it. That's from the old swap. And then you're going to pull the connector through the firewall. I mean, you don't have to unless the wire is short. You can probably just leave it up there, because if you guys kind of look at it, they already have a mounting point for it. But it's up to you. If you pull it, obviously it's going to be tugged, and it's going to be out of the way. Obviously, a little bit easier to connect as well, but you don't have to. As you can see, inside the firewall. To do that is going to be a little bit annoying. You're actually going to have to get, inside the bottom where the pedals are at, and you're going to have to take a little bit of the kind of like the, I think it's like sound deadening foam, that black foam you guys kind of see, and it can get annoying, but you guys want to have that area clean and stuff like that, then by all means do that. You guys can see it's already pulled in there. And then you're going to connect this right here, as you guys can see. So just connect the other end of the high racing conversion harness, which is going to be right here. You guys can see it's connected. See, so like you pull that, which you guys saw, and then you connected it. I'm not sure if that's the new style or the same style, but it looks like that's the only way for the EK. And let's continue. Obviously, our oxygen sensor, you guys can do this on your own. It just talks about which one to use. You got the part number right there. Go with a RSX base or RSX Type S. I've seen other people use other ones, but that's a rabbit hole on its own and a different video or maybe research for you guys. As you can see, they do sell that as well. Talking about the primary 2-volt sensor, the pins are right here. The secondary is one, which is optional. And then this fan switch, you don't have to connect this. Being that you have K-Pro, I'm not sure about K-Tuner, but you can actually have it set on your ECU where you want the fan to kick on, opposed to having the fan switch kick the fan on for you. But if you want to have this method, kind of like the old school way, you could connect it as well. I'm sure it has the wiring for it, the conversion harness, and you can run it. It just talks a little bit faintly about it. And then obviously the coolant temp, this is important. If you want it to read in your cluster so your gauge works properly, connect this as well. It should be attached to your conversion harness as well, and it should be labeled as coolant temp. And all you do is just add this pigtail with this kind of like headphone jack kind of look like thing, you know, and it's pretty, you know, you can probably pull it from your old swap or maybe go to the junkyard, and the sensors, the temp sensors are literally identical, the same thing. See, right there. And just connect it. That's going to actually work on your dash. And then the charge light. So it says it right here, charging system indicator light. So it's going to be already in the labeled on your conversion harness, and you're going to locate that gray plug that I was showing you that says B, and you're going to find pin 10, and it talks about it right here pretty much. See, locate B10, which is the white and blue, and then tap in utilizing connectors provider C. As you can see, that's what they're doing. They provide all that for you apparently. And then these are just troubleshooting stuff that they talk about here. So like I was telling you guys, super easy for the 96 to 98 EK chassis when you come to your K-swap conversion.